It is a scam when you don't allow everyone to operate on fair terms.
We are the Robin Hoods of sports betting. We take something back from the rich bookies and enable our customers to beat them instead.
G'day everyone, a bit of a special video for you all today. We're going to be interviewing one of the Trademate customers who's achieved quite a lot with our software. He's been around for a long time, placed lots of trades. So a new series we're going to start today. Hopefully you guys can get a bit more insight into how our customers perform, especially the ones that have been with us for a long time. So I'll introduce our man. His name is Andreas. He's going to remain completely anonymous, as you can see on the screen. For obvious reasons, don't want him to give his beautiful face and his real name away. So we'll call him Andreas today. How are you, mate?
Yeah, hey Alex, I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Nah, anytime, buddy. First of all, do you want to just let us know what subscription you're on with Trademate and kind of how long you've been using Trademate for?
Yeah, so I've used Trademate for 2.5 years, and I started to use the core version, and just recently I started to use the pro version.
Okay, awesome. And then just give a bit more clarification to everyone listening. The core version's betting with all the soft bookies, so you Bet365, William Hill, those kind of bookmakers. And then if you are a pro customer, you get access to every bookmaker, so all the soft bookies, and then also the sharp bookmakers and the betting exchanges too. So, all right, that's good to hear, mate. Should we just kick things off, and you can show us your results with Trademate? So if you want to just share your screen there, and I'll bring it in. Yep, there we go. I guess, mate, I'll just give it over to you, and you can show us your results.
As you see, to the right here, you have the profit. In euros, that will be 26,000, and you see how many trades I have done so far, and important to know the closing age and the ROI. So yeah,
it's not too bad, mate. You must be happy with 26,000 euros profit.
Yeah, definitely. It's okay for sure. I've been doing really good lately, as you can see. It's kind of funny how my graph. I've been really patient using Trademate because you see, I had a. I didn't make any profit in the beginning for a long time. But yeah, I definitely still trusted the software and knew that I had an edge.
Yeah, no, it's incredible to look at your graph because, yeah, you look at around the 5,000 trade mark, you had barely made a profit. I mean, if you take into account paying Trademate a subscription fee, you're probably, if anything, losing money at that point. So how did you, I guess, get through that barrier of, I guess, how did you keep going and not get too deterred by your bad results?
Yeah, like I said, I was very patient in the beginning, but I understood how important that is, and you just have to deal with variance in sports betting. So I always believed in the software, as I said, and that's why I never stopped, really. And it's been paying off lately, so, as you can see.
Yeah, no, I'd say just the last year's been very good to you, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. I'm feeling good now.
Yeah, I would be too. Your other thing I noticed is your average closing edge is it's quite high. Like normally, or if I had to guess, you don't really see many users above 3%, I would say, but you're at 4.5% and you've achieved nearly 9,500 trades. So can you talk me through how you've been able to achieve such a good closing edge?
Yeah, so you see, I've been able to place big average. I have a big average at 8 edge placed as well. So so I has been able to place bets with a pretty big edge, I think, and yeah, that's been relatively stable to the closing line.
Yeah. Do you think it's do you think it's because you're trading very close to kickoff, or I don't know, is it the certain leagues that you're betting in, like that are giving you these big edges?
It's both, for sure. You can see my average time before kickoff is 2 hours, but that's yeah, that's of 9,400 trades and 2.5 hour year, and I think I adapted a little bit. I definitely like betting closer to the kickoff, and that's because it's less variance, and then you get a more stable closing lights and closing edge, and that's really what I like, of course.
Yeah. And I know you're betting on non-recommended leagues also. What would you say, like, the percentages between, like, how much of all your bets do you think have been placed on non-recommended leagues?
Can't say for sure, but I think I placed more bets on the recommended league, but still able to place pretty big edges on some sports. You just got to look at that. But yeah, I'm still available to place bets with the non-recommended on some bookies. So yeah, the edges is of course much bigger there.
Yeah, for sure. And now you're at you got 26, let's just say 26,000 euros in profits, but your closing EV, which is, I guess, your expected profits, is what you're expected to make, is well over that. At, what is it, 38,000? Yeah. How does that make you feel? Do you think you're unlucky right now, or do you think you're where you should be?
Well, variance is starting to even out, because I was really unlucky, if you can see it like that, in the beginning. I didn't have variance on my side, and now it's the last couple of months it's been the opposite. So I mean, yeah, this is the, for those who doesn't know, this is pretty much how much I expect to profit from. So it's just a little bit under still, but yeah.
Yeah. So how does that make you feel? So you think that one day you'll get closer to that green line?
Yeah, definitely I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you got lots to look forward to then, mate.
Yeah, man.
Nice. All right, let's go into some of the things that you're doing with Trademate. So, what Kelly bet percentage are you using, and do you have a max bet size?
I will just take.
Yeah, no, that's all
right. Sorry. What kind of Kelly I uses?
Yeah.
Yeah, I use around 20-25% Kelly. I'm feeling comfortable about that. I'm don't want to risk too much with my staking size. So yeah.
Yeah. And do you have a max bet size?
Something around 1-2%. I don't think I had a max bet more than 1.5% actually.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense. You got quite a big bankroll now. You wouldn't want to be risking, too much more than 1%. How many bookmakers? I assume. I mean, you've been around for a long time. You've probably been limited by a lot of bookmakers. So, how many bookmakers do you think you've used overall?
Oh man, that's a lot. Maybe 30-40 bookmakers, maybe even more.
Yeah.
I try to utilize as many bookmakers as possible, and bonuses, of course, as well. So
yeah. Do you, what was I going to say?
I'm limited. I get a lot of limitation, of course, on a lot of bookmakers. So yeah, but I have no idea. But yeah, it's a lot of bookmakers for sure.
Yeah. Have you tried any strategies to, like, have you had any strategies that have worked for you to try and prolong your accounts?
Yeah, I do these small things that can have an impact, but the best thing I'm doing, I think, it's just to stick to the recommended leagues only, and bet with those on the softer bookies.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Cool.
my experience.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Is there like an amount of bookmakers that you think you need to have to be successful with Trademate?
Well, the merrier, I would say. Is try utilize as many as possible. Maybe not at the same time. You just you need to be able to place the bets as well, but before the edges isn't there. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
utilize
And,
as many as possible.
yeah, definitely. And what was your experience like, mate, before you started Trademate? Were you doing any betting or gambling yourself?
Yeah, I have a background in poker. That definitely helped me to relate to Trademate because of some of the concepts that are familiar.
Yeah. So you never really gambled though beforehand. You just play poker.
Oh, I mean, I always been interested in sports as well. So I did bet, of course, but just for fun, not for serious.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, well, I guess a lot of people in the betting industry or whatever are quite skeptical of something like Trademate, where you've got all these great results and you don't really see too many people who are successful in the betting arena. So, what were your, like, when you first came across Trademate? I assume most people are reasonably skeptical, which I think is a good thing. But were you skeptical at all, considering your background in poker?
Oh, definitely not. Maybe it was a little bit easy for me with the background of poker because I was familiar with these concepts as is so important. But yeah, I was not skeptical at all. The opposite. I mean, if you take a look at the user data that's from the customers of Trademate, the sample size is so huge, and if you see people are profiting from that, it's evidence enough for me to understand it's working, and that's why was so patient from the start and didn't quit because I had faith in Trademate.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like if you didn't play poker beforehand, then after 5,000 bets, you might have quit.
Yeah, that's what people are doing using Trademates as well, and it's a shame because yeah, I think I'm a perfect example of that you got to be patient and let the variance play on your side, what you say. But yeah.
And I mean, and even now, you still have to be patient because you've achieved some great profits, but you're still, what is it, 12, 13,000 euros behind where you should be. So even now, you're having to
Yeah,
be patient.
always around when you're doing sports betting, it's vital you are patient, of course.
Yeah, and do you remember 2.5 years ago what your starting bankroll was with Trademate?
My starting bank was I think it was around 2,000 3,000 euros maybe, and time by time I put it in a little bit more. It is definitely a big advantage using Trademate. The bigger your bankroll is, of course, I think so.
Hmm. And so, over your 2 years or 2.5 years using Trademate, how many trades a week do you think you normally register?
Around 100, 150 bets a week,
Okay.
I would say. Yeah, that's yeah.
Do you think? I mean, because that's a pretty, like, I would say, most people in
It's not that
trade.
much. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say more, people normally do a bit more if they're, yeah, if they're user like
Yeah,
yourself.
I remember being really excited in the beginning and placed a lot more bets. I think I've been a little bit more pickier in the lately, and as well, I can't use as many bookmakers due to limitations. So that's two reasons. Yeah.
When you say you're picky, do you mean like certain trades will come up and you don't want to place them?
Yeah. I'm not saying that's you. I mean, you got an edge, you should take it. That's pretty much the strategy. But yeah, it's just a personal preference that that maybe I can be a little pickier and wait closer to the
To kick
closer
off.
to the kickoff.
Oh,
And
okay.
all those things that yeah, I mean, it's in the end it's just important to have a good closing line. So, and if you bet like the market, some markets can be really volatile and it can go the wrong way. So and yeah, lately it's working much better for me lately. So yeah, I think it's just a personal preference. But yeah, for others, is I understand if you have an edge, you should take it, of course.
So I guess you're saying that over the time of using the software, you just gain so much experience in sports betting that if a particular trade comes up in a particular league, you're realizing that, you know, maybe if it's 10 hours, 8 hours before kickoff, that I'm better waiting for, like, or not, or at least just not taking that trade because you think that your closing edge will be affected. That, yeah, it's an edge now, but you're saying that in, you know, 8 hours, 6 hours time, that won't be an edge anymore. So is that what you mean? Just through your experience, you've been able to notice certain things in certain leagues?
That's the point I was gonna come to. That depending on the market, I learned I got more experience where which market is more volatile and swings a lot more before kickoff and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And so, what's your, I guess, your main reason for using Trademate overall?
It's working really. I know I have an edge without a doubt. So yeah, that's my main reason.
Just a nice way to make money, I guess, eh?
Yeah, definitely for sure.
Yeah. And we talked a little bit about this before, but has there, I assume the answer is no, but has there ever been a time where you thought, all right, I think I'm going to have to call it a day and quit?
Yeah, no, not really. No, there's time you still, you know, you can get frustrated, of course, but yeah, you just have to understand how big variance plays into it, and yeah. So no,
Yeah.
no, not really. And you can
Yeah.
tell, yeah, by the
Yeah.
start.
It looks like it. And if you were starting today, mate, if you had just had to give some advice to someone who was starting their Trademate journey today, what would be one or two tips that you would give them?
I would say it's critical you have a bankroll management and good staking strategy, like Kelly. But what's so good about Trademate for beginners is that all the important fundamentals is there, is implied. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward actually.
Hmm. Is there like anything that Trademate didn't tell you that you worked out a lot along the way that you wish you'd kind of done right at the start, if you know what I mean?
I mean, you can analyze your own bets and try your own strategies inside Trademate. I believe.
Yeah, so I guess like being a pro customer, you have access to the analytics tool, so you can run simulations anytime you want of like past performances by our users on certain leagues, sports, edges, hours before kickoff, these kind of things. Do you like you obviously spend probably the majority of your time using Trademate to bet, but do you spend much time every week running simulations of our past results and trying to find maybe some new angles for your betting?
Yeah, that's actually going back to the start. I didn't analyzing my own bets until like I had placed 3,500 trades. By then, like I said, tell you I didn't made any profit. So that's definitely have helped me. So I do that a lot now. Yeah.
Do you have any tips for people who are using the big data tool or the analytics package in general, like about how they can, I guess, improve their research?
Yeah, depending on what subscription you're using it. Like if you, for example, use the Trademate Core version, is pretty straightforward, and Trademate shows that it's profitable in pretty much every sports and every market. So, but you can still do some analyzing about it and get more out of it and maybe minimize your mistakes.
Yeah. And overall, mate, what going into the future, do you have any plans with Trademate or your own betting yourself? Do you have any plans for any plan to maybe make this a full-time job or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I recently started using the pro version, so that's where my main focus is now, to work on my strategy to keep improve my betting skills and get an edge over at the sharp bookies, where you can make most money.
Yeah. Do you have a plan to ever make this your full-time job and go professional?
That's my wish, and yeah, I can say that. Yeah.
Nice. All right.
But it's a hard business to be. Yeah, so you have to be patient. But yeah, I've been so far. So hopefully someday I can do this for a living.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Well, yeah, thanks for coming along and showing us a few of your tricks of the trade, and showing us your journey, because it's a very interesting one. I think you've obviously been very successful and made a lot of money, but I think your journey from 0 bets to 9,400 bets is quite incredible, considering how you were going at the halfway point. So, mate, thanks for coming on and revealing everything. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, cool, Alex. The same. Thanks.
No worries, mate. And for all the listeners or watchers out there, we'll have more of these customer interviews coming up. So if you have any questions you'd like me to add, or to ask these customers of ours, I can do so. But in the meantime, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like the video, and of course, go and start a free week trial of Trademate Sports. Thanks again, Andreas, mate, and have a good day.
Yeah, cool, man. Thanks.